The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I like down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I. In the presence of our enemy them. Who anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of my life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja, kadama we gromabe. How ma uso bolisa adan water e was sick player 4. How atanyu mo oh you aladong. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it will only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral, and we have never claimed to be, because we are not. We have actually taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are ultimately called, yes, absolutely called, the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different shapes, sizes, and aromas. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, and subject these ideas to some true forensic scrutiny, right after which we tease out the creme de la creme of all these ideas and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. This is the Black Empire Media. We are the headquarters of the truth. We are the habitat of the truth, the address of the truth, the hometown of the truth, the bedroom of the truth, the foundation of the truth. We are the truth. It's a Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. And we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Yes, you can also find us on Instagram. Also on X, formerly called Twitter. And on TikTok, we keep ticking and talking with the gracious hands of patriotism. Our country or nothing. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Yes, you have a story you want us to follow up on. We are most excited to do that. Come here. My brother, my sister, it is the Black Pot, and I'm most excited to be with you. Today we have 8 very important stories to share with you, and we are going to be running with the speed of lightning. There's flood all over Accra. We have been able to make it to the studios. My brother, my sister, and to all flood victims, we want to say better days ahead, and want to count on the government to be able to do things, count on the citizenry to be able to do the right things at the right time, so that this thing called flooding intermittently in Accra would stop. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Listen, Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori d'Oriente. Hey, now Tesori d'Oriente has gone beyond just a shower gel. It has gone far beyond that. My brother, my sister, it is medicine for your skin. It is nourishment for your skin. Hey, it is soft, it is smooth, it is silky, and it has this long-lasting oriental fragrance that remains on you 48 hours and beyond after that single bath. Pour a little bit of this Tesori d'Oriente shower gel in the middle of your palm. Shake the bath water. Watch how the foam ladders into that beautiful, rich ladder. Allow it to nourish your skin. It is also an insect repellent naturally. It comes in several fragrances, not flavors, because this one is supernatural. Italian technology coupled with African raw materials. Oh yes, to give you that premium quality, made most affordable just for you. Now the fragrances include Ikigai, the Karma, the Forest Therapy. We also have the Persian Dream, and then the Royal Oud, and even more. My favorite is the Royal Oud. I like the smells of oud. Oh my God. And also the forest. So the Forest Therapy. That's the secret to my very beautiful skin. Oh my God. My brother, my sister, very healthy and well nourished. Go get Tesori d'Oriente. Are you going for an interview? You need Tesori d'Oriente. Is there a new chick in town that you need to talk to? Hey, Tesori d'Oriente. Is there a new guy in town that you want to mesmerize? Tesori d'Oriente. Hey, it's premium quality, made most affordable, and it is proudly distributed in Ghana by Daddy Ash Limited. Now, for bulk purchases and inquiries, call Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599. This is Tesori d'Oriente. I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's a Blakk pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. We are also sponsored by the kind courtesy of Millennium Insurance. Hey, in times of flood like this, you need insurance. Car accidents, insurance. Disability, death, insurance. And there's one name you can trust, and that is Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Hey, when it comes to claims, Millennium Insurance is number one. We are quick to give you your claims because we need you to be back on the right footing. Yes. What kind of insurance do you need? Motor policy insurance, third party, comprehensive. You need some kind of insurance for your vehicle. Maybe you need, yes, burglary insurance. Yes, insurance against burglary, insurance against fires. No problem at all. Millennium Insurance. Hey, disability, death for your employees and family members. No problem at all. Hey. 24/7, you are covered. Group personal accidents and also personal accidents, no problem at all. It is all about Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. My brother, my sister, nobody is the preserve of calamity. Calamity can come anytime, but you must be prepared. Millennium Insurance will help you prepare for that. Your trustworthy partner. Visit our sales portal at sales.millenniuminsurancegh.com. Yes, sales.millenniuminsurance.com. And everything is everything. You will see more. My brother, my sister. Our numbers are also on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Remember, this kind of business is nothing but a trustworthy partnership. Oh my God, have mercy. Millennium Insurance is your trustworthy partner. We want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. And I am 100% insured by Millennium Insurance, and I'm so excited about that. It's the Blakk pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Today we have 8 very important stories to share with you. Oh my God, have mercy. And it is my hope and prayer that you are going to enjoy them. It's all about our country. It's all about our continent. It's all about our people. It's all about humanity and beyond. My brother, my sister, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, hit on the subscription button. Right after that, on the notification bell, so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Recommend us to family and friends. Share the broadcast. And please hit also on the like button. If you are ready, I'm more than ready to start the number one of the 8 stories. Story number 1. Watch this. Africans celebrate as South Africa goes home at World Cup. The Bafana Bafana is their name. Boys, boys. Now the African team has become the most hated, if I may use that word, at the World Cup. They lost out. My brother, my sister, they were shipped out of the World Cup after they managed the group stages. And people are excited around the world. They are jubilating. South Africa has been eliminated. In fact, before they even went to the World Cup to kick the very first football kick right on the pitch of football, one of the xenophobic leaders that they have in the so-called Operation Dudula said that our team is going for the World Cup and they will return home very soon. After saying that, he paused, coming to the reality about what he had said. His prophecy came true. The Bafana Bafana managed to get out of the group stages, and their first match right after the group stages, they are back home. And so many Africans are celebrating all over the world that the Bafana Bafana has been kicked out and could not make it. And the reason is simple. They have been very xenophobic. In South Africa, they have given a 30th June deadline to all foreigners to leave South Africa. Can you imagine? All foreigners, whether you are documented or undocumented, leave South Africa. They claim that they want to fix their country. Their borders are porous and they want to close up the borders and fix the country. Many diplomatic missions around the world have bemoaned this situation and are so angry about what is happening in South Africa. But it looks like South Africa is such a lawless country whose leader has no common sense. They have never been able to deal with these idiots who go on the streets. In fact, in campaigns, better still demonstrations against the innocent immigrants in their country. So Africa is excited. Africa is happy. Songs are being sung on the streets of Africa to tease away the Bafana Bafana. I'll play you a couple of them. Watch this.
Go back. Go back. Go back. God have mercy upon us. It is over for you, Bafana Banana. Welcome back. Tara. Listen to me. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Go back, go back, go back, go back. You heard them singing. So many different African nations came together to tease away South Africa. There's a Nigerian comedian. In fact, he's an actor. He's called Charles Eworum. He has also put out a video teasing back home South Africa. Watch this.
Go home and take care of your job. Go home. Go home and take care of your job and women.
Dash. So that's it. They are all excited that South Africa is going back home because of its xenophobic behavior, because of how South Africa is treating the rest of Africa and beyond. Whether you are documented or not, In South Africa, it doesn't matter. They want you out. They go into the hospitals, pregnant women, lactating mothers who are getting health care. They send them out. My brother, my sister, the entire Africa is celebrating South Africa getting knocked out of the World Cup. And you can see, you know, that AI generation of the excitement. People around Africa are excited. On the internet, people are teasing South Africa. It has gone beyond just trolling. It is actually sentimental. It is deeply emotional. They are not excited about what South Africa has done. And you can see so many people around the world who have also sent messages teasing out South Africa, cursing South Africa, and asking South Africa to go back home. And we can read a few of them. Emmanuel Modus says, if South Africa waka pass, them go meet Tunisia for airport. Freddie Opete says, Canada sent them home to fix their country. And the 30th of June is the day their attention is needed at home. All these messages are online, teasing South Africa and asking South Africa to go home. Now, if you look at this, it says, football is not for SA. Maybe xenophobia is their mainstay, their day job. Now, the South Africans are also teasing back. They have posted an AI-generated photograph of Ghana that is homeless. My brother, my sister, and the photo has also gone viral all over the internet. Now, this photograph sees Ghanaian players out there walking away with their coach, and the photographer is just saying that, oh, it was a prank. You know, yes, it's a prank. You have actually qualified. Come back at least for a while and stay, you homeless guys. My brother, my sister, this is what is happening right there in South Africa and also around Africa. Yes, they are crying. But an NPP bigwig, his name is Gabi Asare Ochredako. He's a Pan-Africanist. His party performed abysmally. He's a cousin of the former president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In fact, he has a message for those teasing South Africa and those who want South Africa to go back home quickly. Watch this.
My fellow Africans, tonight at 7 p.m. GMT, South Africa's Bafana walk onto the pitch at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles to face Canada. And as they do, I want all of us to remember one simple truth. As Africans, we rise or fall together. Many Africans, understandably, use South Africa's opening march against Mexico to express their pain and disappointment over the recent attacks against African migrants in South Africa. The outpouring of resentment from Africans across the continent and the global African community was extraordinary. That message was heard. It needed to be sent, and ordinary South Africans and their leaders have taken full notice that Afrophobia has no place in the Africa we want, desire, and deserve. But tonight offers us something equally powerful and even more important. Reconciliation. Not for its own sake, but in service of a greater African purpose. That common aspiration for respect in every aspect, dignity and shared prosperity for every child of African descent. That can only come from unity amongst our 2 billion strong population worldwide. This World Cup is already writing a new story about Africa. For far too long, Africa's talent, ambition, tactical discipline, and ability have been doubted, both on and off the field. We heard Bastian Schweinsteiger doubt that Cote d'Ivoire could match Germany's tactical sophistication. Yes, that's the surname, Schweinsteiger. Please don't ask me what it means. We also heard Harry Kane's frustration with Ghana that these types of nations could defend like Europe's finest, well, I mean Arsenal, without the assistance of a Kweku Bonsam. This tournament is answering them both, emphatically so. 9 of our 10 nations have advanced to the knockout rounds. 9 out of 10. Algeria, Cabo Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, DR Congo, Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Senegal, South Africa. What this tells us is this: when given the opportunity, we succeed. In numbers, we succeed. The capacity was always there. The ambition is there. Together, we can succeed. Now imagine what Africa can achieve if we give ourselves that same chance, economically and politically. Where a Ghanaian works freely in Egypt, a Kenyan invests in Nigeria, a South African builds in Congo, and an Ivorian studies in Morocco. An Africa without borders, without a visa, a borderless Africa. That's the Africa we must build. Tonight, let Bafana carry the hopes of all of us. Let us cheer South Africa, not because we have forgotten our grievances, no, but because we have chosen a greater purpose. And perhaps that is why tonight's game matters more than football. From the stands of SoFi Stadium to the streets of Accra, Lagos, Nairobi, Kingston, Dakar, Cairo, and Addis Ababa, let one message ring out. Africa succeeds when Africa stands together. Tonight, let Africa stand with South Africa. Let Africa stand with all our 9 teams, and let us win together and do the kakalika. All.
This is Gabia Sari Ochridako, urging Africa to do the kakalika dance together. Of course, right from Ghana. Thanks so much to the Dope Nation. And these are South Africans. They are walking away. And they are asking them to return because it's just a prank. They are still teasing our South African friends. It looks like not many people gave a rat's backside about what Gabia Sariochidakon said. Africa succeeds when Africa stands together. Yes, we can tease, but it shouldn't be taken so personal. Let us unite. Let us come together. Ghana has been teasing Nigeria and vice versa. But it is all in the spirit of football. No personal hatred. But with the Bafana, sentiments have been invested into that. Emotions invested into that. In fact, sovereignty invested into that. Hatred. Bafana is gone home. For all you know, all the footballers that formed the Bafana team at the World Cup, none of them even believed in the work of Operation Dedula. Not even much, too much, whatever it is. My brother, my sister. But what has kept them away from talking against Operation Dedula? And also, much, too much. Is it much for much? Or my much with much? Whatever that bogus thing is, Africa needs to still come together, united and in one spirit. Many African nations have qualified. Oh yes, we have qualified and we are going to the next stage of the competition. We wish Africa all the best so we can continue with the kakalika dance. In the interim, it looks like South Africa is going back home to fix their country. Yes, the country. It's the Blackport, a.k.a. Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. How corrupt NPP bigwigs push children into Ghana law school without exam. Now, in Ghana right now, before you get into the law school, you have to write examinations. We are being told by a sitting MP that there are some NPP bigwigs, some gurus, who have sent their children to the law school and continue doing that, skipping examinations. What does this mean? What is the consequence of this thing? Is it really happening? But who is this sitting MP? Do you know him? Have you heard of him before? He is called Honorable Dafia Mekpo. This is the man. He's a very serious MP. He will not joke with a serious thing like this. Let's listen to him firsthand. And when we return, we will see the gravity of this thing he's talking about. Watch this.
And then we got to know that even some persons have been admitted to the law school who didn't write the exams at all.
Wow, they didn't write the entrance exam?
Yes, backdoor admissions were happening. These are contained in official reports commissioned by the General Legal Council itself. Scandal. So we said no way.
But let's look at this again. Honorable Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, who had been a member of this house for a number of years, at the time, before it became an act, he actually had this to say. He referred to the bill at the time as a bad-crafted bill. And that's not all. The former Attorney General, Honorable Godfrey Dame, also had this to say. He said that this bill is ill thought through and can only lead the nation down a very dangerous trackway. Honorable, upon hindsight and being objective, and let's put some politics aside, would you want to agree with them to some extent?
To which extent?
To the extent that recently...
No, well, I understand the question. What is exactly is Matthew Poku Prempe talking about? First of all, he's not a lawyer. He's a medical doctor. He's a dentist, trained dentist. Which part of the bill is supposedly badly crafted? Which part? Is it the English? Or we use English to draft bills? Which one? Has it got a problem with any of the syntax? That's the internal structure of sentence, or what? You see, the MPP in government refuse to accept the reforms. Even a modicum of it. They were not interested. They constitute, look, a lot of their seniors constitute themselves into that school of thought that said, we must never open up legal education to other Ghanaians. It must be jealously guarded for some of them, because you see, and I say this without hesitation, because the report exists. When you check the report of the ad hoc committee established by the General Legal Council, of which the former Attorney General was a member of the General Legal Council, and the former bar president was a member of the ad hoc committee that inquired into the scandal. The people who admitted to the law school without writing the exams, some were children of senior people in the NDP. Do you understand my point? So, even at that level, they were playing politics with the school's admission. And they were creating very feeble opportunities for their wards and family members, to the detriment of fair play. And you see, this reform has caused all those things to be evaporated. They no longer will serve their purpose. So they are agreed. So it's a tragedy that we have, with all due respect to him, that somebody who has served in Parliament for about four terms, been a Minister of Education. And mind you, legal training is part of education. Educating the mind of the people. We'll say this about this reform. This is a reform that is opening access to legal education everywhere, where you have an accredited faculty of law. So,
Honorable Nelson Dafiamekpo, that's his name. He's a very respected member of parliament, married to a very good friend of mine, a Be Bright Fasinte. My brother, my sister, this is Nelson Dafiamekpo. And he has made some very important points. There was a bill, and the bill said that we have to sieve out the creme de la creme of legal brains in our country. Can I break that down? We shouldn't just open it up, hook, line, and sinker, for just anybody to get into the law school. We have to prove academically that we are okay and ready. For that matter, we have to write an entrance examination. And according to the Fiamako, people like Godfred Dame fought against it and called it useless. People like Matthew Opoku Prempe, I beg your pardon, all came together and fought against it as a backward trend. But the same people believe that the legal terrain should be protected in such a way that it's only them and them alone who can have their children in there. In other words, to make it in a certain form of a clique. It's the children of lawyers who go in there. Children of the haves and not the have-nots who are in there. Some time ago, it was said that before you could become a lawyer in Ghana, you must know a lawyer. Your father must be a lawyer. Your mother must be a lawyer. Or some member of your family must be a great lawyer who would hold your hand and take you into the law school. Literally. According to Dafia Mekpo, that was what the NPP believes in. In fact, that was what the NPP believed in and still believes in that. So for that matter, they would skip entrance examinations for their children. They would push their children in there without writing examinations. But the children of poor people would be those who will be taken to the slaughterhouse to be slaughtered with the sword of entrance examinations. My brother, my sister, look how people are complaining about our legal system. Look how a simple goat can be given to a judge for him to take a decision that is so ridiculous, as told to us by Anas Armiyahu Anas. Look how people are vilifying our courts time after time. Is it not because we have some riff-raffs once in a while who find their way into the law school and end up being pushed in there for no work done to become lawyers of no substance? But is it only in the law school this is happening? In all phases of the Ghanaian life, somebody powerful would have to hold the hands of somebody who is not powerful, and instead of empowering them to succeed, they rather use their power to push them back door to get into a place that is meant for the empowered. My brother, my sister, as it stands right now, we have been told by Dafia Mekpo that children of NPP bigwigs entered the law school without writing any examinations. Can we go back and look at those who wrote and those who didn't write? Can we look at their scripts? Can we pull back those who didn't write to start afresh? That way, we would understand that jumping the fence, as told to us in the book of John, is stealing, is thievery. Think about it deeply. The only way the Ghanaian system would work is when we slap a brick of merit into the wall. Think about it deeply. To Dafia Mekpo, thank you so much for bringing this out. But bringing it out is not enough. Let's follow it up. Go back into our records. Find out who wrote and who didn't write at the time when this bill became law. It is time to be iron-handed, heavy-handed on some of these things that talk a lot about our nation. A lot of people don't want to be lawyers these days. A lot of people see lawyers as thieves these days. A lot of people tell you, oh, if you have money, you can always get the decision in your favor. True or false? That is not what the law is supposed to be. The law is supposed to favor the truthful and not the rich and the powerful. But in this case, that is what it is. And sadly so is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 3. Watch this. JUJU display Why Judgment Day for Chairman WONTUMI delayed for 7 days? On the 3rd of July, we're supposed to hear a judgment coming from the High Court on the Chairman WONTUMI Galamsey case. But it's been delayed. And it's all over in the news. Court cards, news cards have all displayed that the case is now going to be decided on the 20th of July. High Court grants Samuel Atachia's application to defer judgment for him to file his submissions. Court to deliver judgment on July 20. This is 3 news. It's all over. Atachia is the new lawyer. Remember when that cowardly lawyer, my brother, my sister, pulled out of the case and Atachia took over? He has been able to succeed in getting the High Court to say, you know what, we'll give you time to file whatever you have to file. We will defer this judgment by 17 days. And on the 20th, the judgment will be delivered. From where I stand, it will not make any difference. It is just a precedent that is supposed to be fair to whoever it is. He's jubilating. At least he's been able to get a certain ruling for himself. Chairman WONTUMI was in court. Oh yes, he arrived in court. He was in a brown suit and he wore a tie. He looked quite depressed. And when he came out of the courtroom, even though excited, yes, he kept it to himself. And I need you to watch that. Play it back. Watch this. That's him stepping out. When I first saw it, I thought it was an AI-generated video. He's looking up in the sky. People are watching him. He touches the dirty ground and touches his tongue. If he gets sick, he says he doesn't understand. You touch a dirty floor where people walk, spit, and do everything, and you think that this is supposed to be spiritual. He looks in the skies. He goes down, touches the dirty floor, and then he touches his tongue with that. Whatever he has swallowed into his body, may it generate the justice that Ghana is looking for. My brother, my sister, oh, is this juju? Did somebody tell him that when you come out, first step, touch the ground, lick it onto your tongue, and everything is going to be done? We all remember that he goes to the courtroom there with his pastors who pray for him. At the time he was destroying this nation with Galamsey, the pastors weren't there. Maybe because they were giving part of the Galamsey money. Today he's in trouble and has to face justice. And all of a sudden, spiritualists are all around him. My brother, my sister, praying for him. This is Chairman WONTUMI. He was the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP for all the 8 years that they were in power. 4 terms apiece. My brother, my sister. And he was one of the most powerful. He owns radio and TV stations. He boasted that he was the richest in Ghana and that he was even going to buy the Chelsea Football Club at a certain time when the economy was actually downtrending and Ghanaians were being heavy-handedly treated. Oh yes, we saw how pensioners were denied of their savings that they gave out in government bonds. This was the time this idiot was teasing all of us and telling us that though Ghanaians are struggling and suffering and dirty haircuts, unprofessional haircuts were being meted out to people in the so-called DDEP, Domestic Debt Exchange Program, he had so much money and he was even going to spend the money buying the Chelsea Football Club. My brother, my sister, this is Chairman WONTUMI. Today, we are told that he destroyed the Nimri forest and some other such forests. And even though his own party decided to send out investigations into the whole issue, and the investigations came out positive that this guy was actually engaged in destroying the forest in Galamsey, and what have you. The president at the time, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, turned a blind eye to that and a deaf ear to that, and decided to shamelessly come out and say, no, Chairman WONTUMI is not engaged in any Galamsey. Yet, If it was not Galamsey, then what was it? Did he destroy the forest? What were the plans to restore the forest? My brother, my sister, their own committee said that he was engaged in Galamsey. He showed us gold on TV. He told us how many cars he had and bought. Now, it has just come out that a lot of the cars were actually stolen. And Yoko told us that. Stolen cars. And Chairman Wontumi has a number of other legal issues hanging around his neck. Would his licking of the debts in front of the court save him? Would his pastors save him? Is this juju? Or is it some other form of spirituality? Chairman Wontumi, at the end of the day, on the 20th, would have judgment coming on his head. And it is obvious where the judgment is going. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we have more. Hey! Wayo! Kai! Wayo!
Sometimes you just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blakk Pot, Kukushonamo.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. I invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Please recommend us to family and friends. At the same time, share the broadcast and hit on the like button. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Why Kofi KINAATA'S Black Stars Cheer song has gone super viral. Who is Kofi KINAATA? He was actually born Kofi King Arthur. King Arthur. But he decided to localize it and just call himself KINAATA. Kofi KINAATA. This is the guy I'm talking about. He is fast becoming one of Ghana's topmost artists, appealing to both the youth and the elderly. This is Kofi KINAATA. Oh yes, it's King Arthur. He has merged into one name, KINAATA, and he has localized it. At a time when everyone is singing in pidgin and everybody's doing Afro beats, at a time When people have to sing in Twi in order to make it in Ghana, he's predominantly singing in Fante, his native Akan. I chanced upon a video. Whatever happened in that school and his Black Stars Chair song came alive, the little children seemed to know the lyrics of the song more than the verses of the Bible. Some of the teachers were caught off guard, and they also jumped into the melee, showing how nimble-footed they could be. Watch this. That's it. No ding ding, that no ding ding. Everyone is singing ding ding, that ding ding, that ding ding. That. Look at the teacher. Look at them. Everyone is very excited. And look at those upstairs. Everyone is having a field day. Black Stars players have sung to this one too, danced to this one too. My brother, my sister, and Kofi KINAATA seems to be on top of his game. Now, dash it away. Now, Kofi KINAATA was actually mentored by Emmanuel Ali Du Andrew Sangmene, aka Samini, the rain god, Sangmene. He saw the talent in this gentleman. He saw where the music of this gentleman would go and decided to give him the push that he needed. After the period of mentorship, it looked like he didn't have any mentor anymore, but he had gathered enough momentum to do whatever he could do. He's not the very first Fante singer we know. A number of Fante singers have made it before to the limelight and even beyond. We've heard about A.B. Crensel, okay? We've also heard about T.H. for Quadges, the SARS Squad, and many more artists. In the gospel fraternity, Emmy Newman, Pastor Joe Beecham, KK Kabobo also sang in Fante, sometimes in Twi, but predominantly, Kofi KINAATA is heard singing in Fante most of the time. A language a lot of Ghanaians find hilarious. When people speak Fante, you hear other people laughing because the world of comedy found a fertile ground amongst the Fantes in the days and even now. Some of our best comedians came from the Fante land. Of course, we all remember Waterproof. We all remember the best comedians, my brother, my sister, coming from that area. So whenever you hear the Fante language, the first thing you do, or the first thing you experience is a smile on your face. Kofi KINAATA is unperturbed about who is doing Afrobeat, who is singing in Pidgin. He speaks English, yes. He speaks Twi, but in his music, it is always in Fante. He's won the best lyricist in Ghana at different music awards. Time and again, he's on top lyrically when he sings. That is why people like the Otumfuo love his music. The Otumfuo is a self-confessed fan of Kofi KINAATA. The first time we heard that the Otumfuo loved music, it was the music of Kofi KINAATA. Former President Kufuor loves his music. And of course, Abrante Amachi the day. Kofi KINAATA appeals to the youth and also to the elderly as to how he does it. Hey, this is not far-fetched. He's lyrically conscious. He was inspired by reggae music and dancehall. So a lot of his melodies eat into dancehall and reggae music. No wonder he has recorded some reggae songs. Oh my God, have mercy. And this Black Star song, oh my God, it's gone viral. Even after the Black Stars goes out there and returns home with the cup, this song will continue to be big. This song, melodically, is hot. Lyrically, it is there. And when it comes to the rhythm, even children are skanking to this one. You can imagine. Today, I decided to meditate on this and to find out why. And it's simple. He has stuck to his guns, singing in his original Fante tongue. At the same time, he's not being swayed by whatever is happening, called the trends. He is singing what he thinks represents him and his culture. My brother, my sister, and he is most original. This is Kofi Kinaata, who has refused to be trendy. There is no big concert in Ghana that is devoid of a Kofi Kinaata appearance. And anytime he appears on stage, he delivers. At the Kuchoko Roots Festival this year, we invited him over and he mesmerized the people who came to watch or who were patrons of this beautiful festival. My brother, my sister, we wish the Black Stars all the best. And to Kofi Kinaata, you have taught us to be original. You have taught us not to just follow the trends. You have taught us to do music with purpose. You have taught and proven to us that sensible music is still very, very much important. You have taught us that originality is key, and above all, patriotism. Kofi Kinaata could have sung any other song, but he decided to sing a Black Star song. We have heard one or two other Black Star songs. Thanks so much to all those who did that. But Kofi Kinaata's is rising and climbing higher and higher. They say a song that is sung by little children is automatically a hit, because the little ones are angels, and angels are the best musicians. For angels to appreciate your music, it means you have gone beyond an angel. Congratulations to Kofi Kinaata. Congratulations to quality, sensible music that is not only just rhythm and a bunch of junk. And to the Black Stars, our prayer is with you, and we keep supporting you. We are sitting back, waiting to carry the cup. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 5. Watch this. Hidden crazy reason BAWUMIA'S Aide. ROSEMOND OBENG betrayed. NPP exposed. And it's in quotes. Exposed. Betrayed. Hidden crazy reason BAWUMIA'S Aide. ROSEMOND OBENG betrayed. NPP exposed. There's this young lady called ROSEMOND OBENG. And for some time now, she's turning every ear in her direction. And yes, she's pretty, but it's not about her beauty. Yes, she has eyes that are prying, but it's not about her prying eyes. It's not about her agility. It is about something else. Hey, in 2024, John Dramani Mahama, after he won the elections, decided to make her a senior presidential aide. And that's what you see here. Mahama appoints BAWUMIA'S former PA, ROSEMOND OBENG, as senior presidential staffer. And many were shocked. That's it, all over the internet. And everyone is like, this is your opponent's aide, special aide. How come this person has also become your aide? What is Mahama really doing? But it looks like the secret is out now. The cat has been let out of the bag. What exactly happened? But this lady here called Rosemond OBENG, who is she? Are you hearing about her the first time? Or have you heard about her before? What is truly her identity? Come here. Run the dossier and watch this. Rosemond OBENG, widely recognized in Ghanaian political and social circles as people's mother, is a prominent Ghanaian political activist, government official, and corporate executive. She rose to national prominence through her leadership in youth politics and her highly publicized transition between Ghana's two major political parties. She serves as a senior presidential staffer under JDM. She pursued her higher education at the University of Aberdeen in the United Kingdom, where she completed a master's degree. Her early adult life and academic motivations were heavily driven by a stated passion for women's empowerment and community work. Following the victory of John Dramani Mahama in the December 2024 presidential election, she was appointed as a senior presidential staffer, presidential aide. Yes, she works from the Jubilee House within the Office of the Government Communications, collaborating directly under Minister Felix Kwachi Ofosu. Outside of her government and state duties, she is an entrepreneur and corporate executive. She serves as the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of OJ Scocks Global, a diversified business brand that deals in retail clothing, commercial car wash operations, and the distribution of drinks and other consumer goods. This is the woman we are talking about. She initially established a political career with the ruling NPP, eventually rising to the high-profile position of National TESCON Communicator, that's Tertiary Students Confederacy. Following her success with student mobilization, she served as a close political aide to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Did you see the word? Close political aide to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia during his tenure as vice president and MPP flag bearer. In late 2024, just days before the general elections, she resigned from Dr. Bawumia's camp, defected to the opposition National Democratic Congress, and openly criticized the NPP leadership. So this was before the elections. The elections made the people in the NPP believe the NPP was going to win because they were in the incumbency. She left them and decided to do what she did. Rosemond OBENG has gone viral due to her recent public declarations defending a political defection and clarifying her position as a senior presidential staffer under the NDC administration. Now, the main drivers behind his recent viral wave across Ghanaian social media and news outlets like 1957 News include: 1. Rescue the soul of the country comments. That was what she said. And what exactly did she say? I am NDC now, and I will stay with the umbrella until I die. And she also said that she is moving out of the NPP basically to rescue the soul of the nation. 2, she had a backlash over her top-tier appointment. Her recent remarks, her remarks triggered a wave of viral commentary regarding her rapid climb within the Jubilee House. Grassroots political commentators and foot soldiers from both sides have taken to TikTok and Facebook to debate how she transitioned from being an aide as receptionist for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to a powerful senior presidential staffer in less than a year. Critics are using the viral clips to debate whether cross-party defections are often driven by genuine principles or strategic political rewards. Claims of never expecting an office, adding to the viral discussion of being publicly claimed that when she crossed over to the NDC, They were in opposition and she never expected to receive any appointment or government role from JDM. Now, the assertion that she did not anticipate a reward has drawn deep skepticism from political opponents, keeping her interviews at the top of the local digital space. Rosemond Obeng. Now, the public reactions to Obeng's statements and top-tier appointment have been highly polarized, intense, and divided strictly along partisan lines across Ghanaian media platforms. Rather than unifying people, her viral interviews have reignited fierce debates regarding loyalty, political opportunism, and grassroots reward systems. Hey, now she had a big backlash. Charges of betrayal and ingratitude. Supporters and commentators of the NPP have heavily criticized her, frequently labeling her as a betrayer or a bad nut. Oh yes, bad nut. Critics on modern Ghana also point out a severe contradiction in her behavior. They highlight that she previously dedicated her master's degree to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, thanking him publicly for sponsoring her education. Opportunism claims her sudden shift to criticizing his leadership on networks like GH1 TV is viewed by the MPP base as a calculated move to secure a comfortable position in the new administration rather than a principled stand. Oh yes. And then the NDC leadership is also saying that this is a risky venture. Yes. Defenders argue that defecting from a camp of a sitting vice president right before a crucial election was an incredibly dangerous, risky venture that required immense personal courage. Supporters on media outlets assert that the inner sanctum secrets she holds about the NPP's machinery make her an invaluable asset to the Mahama administration. They believe her top tier defection and comments might necessarily have benefited the NDC in one way or the other. Surprisingly, her appointment has also caused a significant friction within her new party, the NDC. The grassroots are not happy. They think that she has risen too fast. Oh yes, is it loyalty versus reward? The core grievance is that party loyalists who worked tirelessly in the trenches during the 2024 campaign are being overlooked, while a prominent former NPP coordinator is given immediate, high-paying elite employment inside the Jubilee House. They view it as slapping the base. An appointment in the government communications office is entirely justified by her bravery and strategic work. That's straight away. This is Rosemond Obeng. She was part of TESCON. From the grassroots, she was an NPP member. She was with Bawumia. She knew how Bawumia's bedroom looked like. Sometimes she even served food to Bawumia. She got so close to Bawumia. She was even nicknamed the people's mother. She loved to feed people at events. My brother, my sister. Then all of a sudden, before a crucial election that Bawumia believed he was going to win because he was a sitting vice president, this lady decided to ditch him. To his shock, she knew too much about Bawumia, too much about the NPP, and she took everything to the NDC. Her reason is simple: to rescue the soul of the nation. How far has she rescued the soul of the nation? Is it an event, or she is still in the offing of this very important rescue mission? What informed the nitty-gritties of this movement from one point to the other? What does she mean by rescuing the soul of the nation? My brother, my sister, the NPP is not quiet. SM, aka Salam Mustafa, the very careless Mahmoud Bawumia spokesperson, who should never have been part of that team because of his careless utterances with little common sense. My brother, my sister, has spoken. Now, this guy here, if we all remember, during the elections, he told the whole Ghana, should Mahama win, he will do something to himself. The coward never did anything to himself. Recently, he told us that they would weaponize their fan base, the youth, against the nation, should the NDC or the government continue arresting their members, even for the wrong. Such people, and these are the communicators, such people. He has never been chastised by BAWUMIA, who himself doesn't know his left from his right. No wonder people are leaving him. They are not serious people. They are only in there for power. That's why I don't like BAWUMIA. He will continue to harbor pests like this, and he expects to be president. Come here. My brother, my sister, this is Salam Mustafa, aka SM, as you can see on his hat. What did he say about ROSEMOND OBENG? In almost an hour of Facebook Live, he spoke, but we have edited it to just a few minutes. Watch this.
This is to set the record straight. No malice intended. In fact, I must say that it is taking something out of me to do this for one simple reason. Over the period, I have developed a certain principle of not going after a woman out of deference, respect. And it is so because politics is so rancorous and acrimonious that it doesn't attract women. Therefore, as somebody who would want to see young females also come into politics, I decided that I will not, be hard on females, women in general. And even in my private life, I have some preference as far as how I deal with issues, concerning women. But this one has to be done. This one has to be done. Wherever ROSEMOND is, please come forward. Please, wherever you are, come. You need to hear this. Or whoever would hear this, let it get to her. And the entire NDC establishment who bought hook, line, and sinker the lie she came and told you, and you took it and ran with it, all of you should also come and take this. ROSEMOND, you have gotten away with murder for too long. You've gotten away with murder for too long. But today the ghost is out. The ghost is out today. If you have heard our elders say, we should let sleeping dogs lie, you should have allowed sleeping dogs to lie. And I hope that from today onwards, you will respect this saying and abide by. I know the story very, very well because I am part of it. That is why it is incumbent for me to share this particular story and how you have been absolutely ungrateful to a man that was there for you. And it should be probably a disincentive to other young ladies and young people in general not to follow suit. That you never do that to anyone. So let's start with this ROSEMOND story. I have known Rosemond to be a party girl for some time. I have worked with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for a very long time. And in 2017, when he became vice president, he offered me opportunity to work with him. So I worked with him the very first day he was working in his office as vice president. We went together and we worked. After some time, I, as a party person, decided that I was going to do party work again. So I decided to contest for National Youth Organizer and come well into party fold and do party work again. I contested in 2022 and won and became National Youth Organizer. But at the time, we had already started the DMB project for president. So I was deeply involved. And when I became National Youth Organizer, DMB, then as he was the sitting vice president, asked that I handle the youth front of his campaign. But because I was a national officer, I couldn't be in the front of it. So we had to find a way to work it out. So a team was put together, led by my brother Manaf and Manaf Ibrahim and Richard Jemfi. One evening, I got a text message from DMB to see him at 5. So I rushed to his office at the Jubilee and went into his secretariat and asked the executive secretary, Madam Lisbeth Utuka, to inform the boss that I was around. She did, and he told me to wait. So I went into the inner chamber of his waiting area to wait for him to call upon me. When I got to the sitting area, Rosemond was sitting there. We exchanged pleasantries and spoke lightly, and he called for Rosemond to come in. Rosemond went into the office, had conversation, a discussion with DMB, and came out. Then the boss called me and I went into his office. The first question he asked me was, "Do you know Rosemond?" And I responded to him, "Yes sir, I know Rosemond." Then he asked me, how do you know Rosemond? And I told him that, oh, I know Rosemond to be a party person, and that she has been Deputy National TESCOM Coordinator under my predecessor, Nana B, and has been in party service. So I know her, and I think that she also, you know, works around for John Boydu or so. Then he said, okay, that she wants to help with the campaign. She has reached out that she wants to help with the campaign. So he wants to find out from me if I could work with Rosemond within the youth campaign. And I said, okay, sir. Whatever you say, we work with it. I thanked him after our conversation, and I came out and I informed the guys, both Manaf and Richard, that this was what the boss said, that we add Rosemond to the youth campaign. At the point, we were working on data and also their movement plan. So when it was time for them to move, Rosemond was added to the field work for them to go out and get and prosecute the campaign. They go out. After 2 regions, I get report that there were simmering tensions with Rosemond. After the 4th region, the complaints had gotten so worse that even some youth organizers were giving me feedback So I came back to the boss and told the boss that I think there's a problem on the field. Rosemond is not gelling well with the team. Then he asked what we should do, and I advised that she's recalled. So DMB picked his phone and asked that Rosemond returns to Accra. I'm sure she doesn't know why she left the field. It's today that she might be getting to know why she left the field. She was recalled to Accra, so she had to fly and return. And the rest of the work was done successfully without any hitches again. When she got to Accra, she was assigned a role at the campaign office. And this is important. She never worked as a presidential aide. She never worked at the Jubilee House. She was assigned a role at the campaign office. After a few months, I started getting complaints from the campaign office as well, that there were problems there. Then I get a call to come before DMB. I go, we talk about other issues. Then he asked me, are you aware? Do you know? Have you heard that Rosemond is a pimp? Then I said, sir, as far as I know, I have no evidence that she's a pimp, but it is an opinion people hold about Rosemond that she's a pimp. And he said, okay, but I don't have any evidence, but that's the opinion about her. And he said, okay. Later on, I hear so many things that have happened in the office. Some amount of lies and issues of disrespect, and it was beginning to cause some disruptions in the office. She was assigned a role, she leaves the role, and she was more interested in following DMB around. And when she started following around, that's where a lot of information, you know, began to trickle in for all of us to understand. At the time, DMB was the sitting vice president. Wherever he gets his information from, I don't know, and I can't go and ask him. So he was getting a lot of feedback and information. Using DMB's name in doing things that were not proper. And I'll share just a few, because I cannot speak to everything. DMB was going to UK for a program, and a list was sent to the protocol officer to work on. Rosemond takes her passport to the protocol officer and says that DMB asked her to bring her passport. But the protocol officer who has been working around knows that that is not the right procedure. That's not how it is done. Upon further checks, it was established that it was not true. It was not DMB that asked her to do that. You cannot use the man's name in such a vile manner without his authorization. Then there was another incident. She wants to sit in meetings she's not supposed to, and at one point my boss Samuel Wuku questioned her, do you have to sit in this meeting? She said yes. The boss asked her to sit in the meeting, but Sami knew that no, that will not be the case, because that meeting she wasn't supposed to be there. And later checks also revealed that she was not supposed to be in the meeting, and she lied about that, saying that it was the boss that asked her to come and sit in the meeting. There are many instances of these things I don't want to, mention, but just to give a clue of some of the things that were happening. Senior management began to, get uncomfortable, to the extent that Rosemond wanted to serve DMB's food. How? When there's a protocol to handling his food.
So this was SM Salam Mustafa, an aide to the then sitting vice president, and in his oblivion right now, he's also part of him. How can you become president with people like this around you? Absolutely no way. Right thinking human beings will look at the way these people communicate and realize that they are better off sitting in a dark corner somewhere, writing out scripts and maybe helping to research, rather than putting them in the battlefront. It's a strategy. There are some people who will never win an election for you. One of them is Salam Mustafa. Look at the way he communicates. Boring. Extremely boring. He wants to sound verbose, yet his grammar is wavy. Very sick. But that is how some of our brothers behave. They want to be seen as intellectual. And for that matter, people who don't see exactly who they are, push them into where they don't fit and they mess up. I said during the election, this guy said if BAWUMIA did not win, he would do something to himself that we cannot mention here because it's a decent platform. BAWUMIA did not win. He swallowed his own vomit. Hey, like a Bolgatanga pig. Go to Bolgatanga and see how the pigs feed. With all respect, Bridget, I don't like this guy. Again, the same Salam Mustafa came to tell us, threatening the security of this nation. Now he says he loves women, he likes women to be wearing where. At the time he was saying they would weaponize their fan base, the youth, against the security of the nation. Should the government continue arresting dandeheads like Abronye? He didn't think about the women. That's where my problem is. I have never known Mustafa until he started making those funny utterances. Listen to his communication skills. Put that aside because that is supposed to be a certain skill. And look at the meat, the content of what he's saying. Oh, ROSEMOND was full of lies. She was doing this, she was doing that. Where he pretends to be able to bring you examples, he gives you 1, 2, very sketchy, and then he recoils. But it is enough. Let's look at this. I don't know ROSEMOND. I've never known her. I don't think I've ever met her. But listen, she was with BAWUMIA. You guys claiming you were not comfortable with her still kept the pest with you. You gave her a scholarship. A scholarship she probably did not deserve as compared to the other people in the queue. But because of dirty political consideration, they gave it to her. She went to Aberdeen in the UK to study on the back of the taxpayer. When she returned, she thanked BAWUMIA for this. And Mustafa thinks that because the taxpayers' money, not BAWUMIA's personal money, was used to send this lady outside to go and study, she should never dare say anything wrong about BAWUMIA. It's only in Ghana that you hear such weak communications like that. I've fed you before. So even if I'm stealing everything in Ghana, Keep quiet. I am your thief. She wanted to serve Bawumia food when there was a certain kind of protocol for that, or a certain group was for that. What's wrong with that? She wants to get close to Bawumia. Maybe keep him warm when Samira is not around. How wrong is that? How wrong is it? Bawumia is a Muslim. He can marry as many as 4. If she wants to show Bawumia extra love, so she could be a 3rd wife, because we hear there was a first before a second. She could be a 3rd wife. What is wrong with that? Tell me. I thought he was going to say she tried to put some poison or something dirty in Bawumia's food and then we caught her. But no, she wanted to serve Bawumia food. Is that not service? Is that not service? What's the word he used? Serve Bawumia food. In the northern culture, that is how you get somebody who is on a higher pedestal to recognize you and also to pull you closer by trying to get close in service. Isn't it? This is Rosemond Obeng. I don't know her from Adam. I don't intend to meet her or to talk to her. I don't know Salam from Adam. I know Bawumia from Tete. That's why I don't like him. My brother, my sister, she was lying. She brought a certain passport and said that, oh, you know what? I was asked to bring this. This was treachery. She should have been fired immediately if that was anything to go by. Somebody who lied in the name of a sitting vice president. She brought her passport and lied, and you still kept a liar with you. I wonder what kind of people you and Bawumia are. I wonder. This is serious. There's a list of people going with Bawumia to a certain place abroad. It's a diplomatic mission, unless it was a whorish journey. Do you understand that word? A whorish journey. W-H-O-R-I-S-A. Whorish, horse, as in horse, prostitutes. Unless that was it. But once it was a diplomatic mission, and she ventured to lie about a sitting president and on a sitting president, that was a line she had crossed, and therefore she needed to exit. But you twerps sat down and watched her for whatever Bawumia was benefiting from her. That we don't want to say. I have so much respect for Samira. I don't want to say stupid things. My brother, my sister, they didn't sack her. Then she tried to sit in meetings. Protocol broken. You didn't sit her back to tell her, you know what? You are outstepping your boundaries. Better still, report to Bawumia. Then the most ridiculous part of it is, Bawumia asked him, SM, Salam Mustafa, have you heard that Rosemond Obeng is a pimp? To those who don't understand what that word means, come here. Run it. Can you see? Can you see? I should read. The word pimp primarily refers to a person who manages prostitutes and controls their earnings. However, the term has several distinct meanings across slang, music, and pop culture. Now let's break it down. Traditional noun, a procurer or agent for sex workers. If somebody can give you, sex workers, anytime you need sex, a person gets you somebody. That's a pimp. Modern slang verb, to pimp, means to customize, decorate, or upgrade an object to make it flashy or highly stylish. Example, pimp my ride. That does not work in this conversation. Descriptive term meaning excellent, highly fashionable, or cool. It doesn't work in Salam Mustafa's context. The only one there is the first one. But look at this. PIMP, a massive hit. That's a single. It doesn't work here. Pimp is a movie starring Keke Palmer that follows the life of a female pimp navigating the high streets of Bronx. If you want to dive deeper, that's it. My brother, my sister. So, Bawumia was working with a pimp, a woman who had prostitutes at her disposal. She would give prostitutes to whoever, anyone who needed a certain kind of sexual jive. She provided that and was in the office of Bawumia, so close to him, she would want to serve food or even serve food, travel with him, sit in high-profile meetings. Are you joking? And you never sacked her until she, in her own volition, decided to move out and say, you know what? I don't want to be part of this joke. It's over. So Bawumia had a liar who was with him. He had a pimp who was with him. He heard and asked Salam. Salam said he had also heard. Now you are bringing all these things because she crossed carpets. Can you imagine? She was a pimp. Who did she send prostitutes to? You know why they are pushing in that pimp card? Because, oh, Mahama, he has a name about young women. That kind of thing. Papano. So, she probably warmed the hearts of all those around Mahama through her pimp business. Jesus have mercy. My brother, I'll tell you the reason the young lady left. She has all this while been an NPP person, blue, all true, from Tescon. Despite all the benefits she got from Bawumia, despite everything she got, she still stood back and said, you know what? My boss, Bawumia, may win these elections, but I don't care. Because my heart should rather beat for Ghana rather than what these jokers are doing. If me, a pimp like me, can be with Bawumia and nobody says anything, can sit in high-profile meetings, and these jokers do not really mind. If me can get so close to Bawumia with all my lies, and he hasn't waved any moral stick, then this is a troubled party. She left. There are some people who behave like that. Me suban we there, me ntumi nya no ha. Me suban we there, me de ko ha. Ebe you are misbehaving. There are some places you can't take that suban to, that character. Sometimes you sit back and say, I used to work with a radio station in the days gone. And over there, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do this, you couldn't. Discipline was. But with this one, nah, anything goes. Much as you are benefiting from anything goes radio station, you see your future as bleak. What do? You exit. If that is the reason Rosemond OBENG has moved out, then we have to applaud her. She could be a pimp. She could be a liar. But when a proper party picks a pimp up, a liar up, they are able to wash off the leprosy of this person in the River Jordan, and she becomes whole, smooth, and tactful. Maybe the NPP failed with that. I want to assume from what Mustafa is saying that Bawumia's office is full of rodents and cockroaches. People with no integrity. From what Mustafa is saying, in fact, that is what I see. That his office is full of nothing but rodents and cockroaches. How can a rodent, let me be respectful, I leave it here. How can such a person be the president of the nation? It was a mistake, first and foremost, that he even became vice president. He failed the nation. The whack economics that he was and said he was Adam Smith. We saw who he was. The lies he told us we should have known. Today, Mustafa is complaining about lies. Who was seen as the king of lies in Ghanaian politics? Rosemond learned lies from her boss, BAWUMIA. If that's anything to go by, it's the Blakk pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here, hey, Rosemond, you see where you are? Mahama is looking for a reset agenda. Mahama made mistakes like you probably made in other appearances. Now there is no chance for mistakes. If any of these things said about you is true, get ready for River Jordan. Your leprosy is about to be washed off. We don't kick people away because of their past. We look at their present and foresee their future. I believe you have something to offer, but all eyes are on you. It's the Blakk pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 6. Watch this. Treat Black Stars players with respect. Semenyo'S mother wants Ghana. Hey. How many of us know the footballer called Antoine Semenyo? He wears the 11 jersey for Ghana. And when he moves with the ball, oh my God, he has finesse. There's beauty. And there's also intelligence and skill. Jesus. This is Antoine Semenyo. He pushed away France, pushed away England, and decided to don the Ghana jersey. And when he's playing for Ghana, he has his heart worn right there in his chest, where the Black Stars is sitting. Oh, Jesus. This is Antoine Semenyo. Oh, yes. He was born to Ewe parents. His mother, an actress in the days, we love to watch her on TV. Oh, yes. Stepdad. She played in that movie. Remember those days? This is Dela Jebu. Remember her name was all over in the days, movies. And any movie she starred in, she was excellent. And when there was a movie and a name was mentioned, we knew that we're going for excellence. This is Jifa Jebu. I didn't know she had a big boy as a son, like Antoine Semenyo. My brother, my sister, hey, she stood in front of the GFA and she dared them with nothing but the truth. Somebody will say she advised. I say she warned. You know why? She has a son in the Black Stars team. Anything she says about the Black Stars is informed. Can I use that word again? Anything she says about the Black Stars cannot fall too far away from the truth. The same way the fruit doesn't fall too far away from the tree. This is Dela Jebu. She spoke. Watch this.
Also, something I need to say to the GFA. I believe you need to be proactive. Yeah, you need to reach out to these boys who are playing so they feel wanted, not like an afterthought when they lack players. You know, you need to be able to reassure we the parents that the boys are going to be safe. They are going to be looked after, emotional needs, physical needs and everything, their well-being. That's the sort of story that goes around. Oh, they are not going to look after you when you're injured. You're going to be left and stuff like that. We need you to assure us. We need you to be proactive. We need you to reach out to the boys whilst they're still young and, at the grassroots level. That's your job. We don't want to come to you. Do it for us. And this will encourage the boys to come forward and play without me having to bash them up and say, come, So thank you very much. Thank you.
Did you hear that? She said something that I thought was a big pick from her short speech. And that was her sitting in the crowd. Okeku was there. Ket Okeku. Yes? The boss. She said, what we are hearing from the Black Stars, don't let us hear that. That's a warning. Don't let us hear that. That when they play so hard for the nation and they break their limbs in injury, you abandon them. That's the word she used. You abandon them, you don't take care of them, so nobody is ready to even don the jersey, let alone break their limbs for the nation. My brother, it takes only the most courageous and the most patriotic to be able to walk through a fire, knowing very well that when they pick up burns, there will not be any first aid, let alone the major treatment. I'm speaking tongue in cheek. This is the mother of one of the top players of the Black Stars. Look at them together. She loves the tall son. Look at Delajebu. She probably very soon will be a grandmother, and she will be the sexiest grandmother on earth. The day he chose to play for Ghana, in fact, they wanted to tell him, please, when there's a chance for you to play for Ghana. But they trusted him as an adult to make the best decision. And he himself said it, that it was an easy decision to make when he decided to play for Ghana. This is Antoine Semenyo. His father is Larry Semenyo. The mother is Delajebu Semenyo. They are the Semenyo'S. That's what she said. Do we treat our players good? Time and again, we hear players play for the national team. They get injured. I remember Ali Jarrah. He was one of the safest hands of the local teams. He started to play for the nation as well. Today, he has been complaining and crying that nobody should come to his funeral with any bouquet of flowers. He needs those bouquet of flowers now that he's sick. He's suffering from paralysis. He used to be, at the time, the safest hands, just like Robert Mensah, Joe Carr, and now Benjamin Asare and Atizigi. Do we neglect our players when they are injured? She also said, we need to approach them when they are still young, so that their hearts will start to beat for Ghana, Ghana's football at that early age. Well, Keto Kreku was sitting there, and I'm sure he wrote down a few points in his head. To whom much is given, much is what? Required. We expect them to kill themselves for the nation. All we need to do is to make sure they hear the national anthem over and over. We are a land full of gold. Let them have a piece of the gold. A piece. Not a cake. Gold. In fact, a word to the wise is enough. And I'm speaking tongue in cheek. Is the Blackport, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we are our final stories. Hey yo, kai. Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Oh, yes. Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. Oh, my God. Thank you so much also to Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Please, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Right after that, hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded. This is the biggest online when it comes to patriotism and Pan-Africanism. And everybody knows that we speak truth to power. Several years of experience. We have never been tagged with any single political party. We have always been tagged to patriotism. Nothing more. My brother, my sister, our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story you want us to follow up on. We are so good with that for absolutely free. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Please share the broadcast and like the broadcast. Final stories. Story number 7. Watch this. AYEW prophecy. Take out Jordan if Black Stars must go far. I chanced upon some Ghanaians talking about Jordan AYEW. Who is Jordan AYEW? This is the player. He has served Ghana wholeheartedly. I remember when he started playing for the Black Stars, many were those who admired his handsomeness. At a point, he was even tagged with a big, fat cassava. We don't want to go into that. But it made news in the world of football that though young, he had what adults did not have in his pants. Do we all remember that? Find me a photograph of Jordan AYEW with a player holding his shorts and his cassava popped up a little bit. And the ladies in Ghana were so excited about this cassava. It looked like a raw Yoruba cassava. And the ladies in Ghana had this all over their statuses online. Many were those who wanted him as their side guy. But Jordan is so well behaved. He's a son of the legendary Abedi Ayew Pele. All the way from Nyagnia, or better still, Nania, right there inside Navrongo. He played football in Tamale. He played for Real Tamale United. That's it. Can you see? The cassava popped up, woof. And the young ladies in the days fell in love with this hot, wild cassava. It's enough, else some people would be surrounded by a pool of water. Hallelujah. Over the weekend, I was at Afram Plains. I went to a place called Mpraeso. And when it was time for the Black Stars to play Croatia, I went into a hotel nearby. I think it's called Afuanita. Afuanita Hotel, something like that. Because I saw a group of people sitting there watching TV. So I walked in there nicodemously and sat at the back. And Ghana was playing Croatia. Then I understood why a lot of Ghanaians will not watch football if it's not in a crowd. Everybody had an opinion. People were talking. Some told tales about the coach, the players. They knew what the players even ate before they came on the pitch. They knew the dream they had the previous night before they came to play the football. And then there was a guy who was speaking so ill about AYEW. And on him ball, nimbi. Yeah, you know, crying free up. Now we cry, wana. Nipa be cry ni cha. Ultimate ball. Then there was another one in the corner who made me laugh my heart out. You know what he said? He said, hey, Black Stars players no. Omu Jordan Kwan hu nyedin. Black Stars players no omu di abitie. Omu di kokonte. Jordan there Indomie Lipton Kwan. In other words, all the Black Stars players, they eat indigenous Ghanaian food. Like tuwo zafi and kokonte. But as for Jordan, he likes to eat fast food, Indomie and Lipton. He drinks Lipton tea. That's why he's not strong. My brother, my sister, then it was time to pull out Jordan. And when Jordan was pulled out, my brother, my sister, the Black Stars scored. And people started talking. You see, since they removed him, the moment they removed him, the Black Stars scored. He was the problem. Look at the other match. It was the same thing. The moment he was pulled out, they scored again. His bad luck for the Black Stars. They have to always remove him. They forgot that he broke his head in this game. And he still tied this thing around his head and came and played. They forgot all of a sudden that when it comes to patriotism, this is one of the most patriotic. Look at him, pushing aside two players and doing whatever he can with the ball. His brother also did the same thing. This was what happened. Look at Jordan, same thing. Look at his brother AYEW down there, captain, and he also became captain. All these people you see in there, Jordan, Dede, Abedipele, were captains at the time for the Black Stars. Abedipele himself had this thing tied around his head in injury. But it is not enough to talk about them respectfully. It's all about today, not yesterday, what they did. They should pull them out so better players can play. I thought it was only at Impraiso that I would hear some of these things in a bar that had many people half drunk and some tipsy. But online, I came across this thing that looked interesting. Watch this.
Ghana Black Stars. Listen. I don't care. You guys, at least we made it through the next round, but please, that bowhead guy, leave him out in Ghana. I am tired. Me, I'm just getting into football, but each time I see this bowhead guy, he is tired. He is missing the ball. He is zigzagging. Guys, please, Black Stars, I am loving the game so far. Thank you so much for getting me into football. But that your uncle with the shiny head, leave him. We are tired. Leave him. He's tired.
Now this is our biggest problem that we need to solve. I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I completely disagree with Jude when he says there was an improvement in Jordan Ayew's game. What we are saying is this. Yeah. The fact remains that for this team to do better, clearly we need to move away from Jordan Ayew. When the virginity of the game has not been broken, we became better without him. True or false? True. In the attacking sense, we became more of a threat, more of an attacking threat.
To that was the Panama game. I'd mentioned to Gabi that the moment you yank Jordan off, Ghana scored.
Who told you it's a coincidence? Who told you say
Yeah.
All the goals scored under this manager has been scored in his absence. That cannot be a coincidence. The goal scored against Wales, he had been substituted. Panama, he had been substituted. That Opoku boy should have scored another goal against England. Then it's confirmed. Don't get me wrong. He's an integral member of the team. But we need to use him in a very smart way to benefit the team. As we speak, you want to talk about whether he's the leader. Yes, I agree. Is Koulibaly not the leader of Senegal?
He is.
Is he on the pitch?
No, he's on the bench.
Yes, simple. You see, and he has got no World Cup goal. Obianka Waka. Sadly, you agree with me, right?
Yeah.
This is his third World Cup. Obianka Waka.
Just at 12 years.
He's got no World Cup goal. True or false? True or false? No, you just told me whether I believe in numbers.
Yeah.
You just got the numbers. Listen there. You just told me whether I believe in numbers. And I said, yes, I do.
Okay.
So I'm also telling.
So these are the prophets of football. One is a prophetess and the other one is a prophet. I hear the male guy is called Coach Liebling. All right. I like it when people talk statistics. According to Coach Liebling, Jordan has never shot on target at any of the World Cup matches that Ghana played. And that he's been to the World Cup 3 times. And by now, we should have been resting. I don't know about Ronaldo and all those people, how many they have gone to and all that. But again, it's not about how many World Cups you go to. It's about your performance, isn't it? But football is not just about skills. It's also about leadership. There are some players, they may not have all the skills in the world, but when they are part of the game, they instill a certain kind of discipline and even focusedness in the game. Can I say that again? There are some players, when you put them in the team reveres them to the point that everyone goes for the kill. And we saw what happened with Stephen Appiah. I'm not saying he didn't have skills. He had a lot of skills. Of course, Jordan is so skillful. It might not be his best World Cup. At Mpraeso, when I was watching the game, a lady even said, Osha goal says Penasemda. I want us to listen to that tape again from the young lady. It doesn't look like she's a Ghanaian. Maybe she has a Ghanaian boyfriend and she went there. She's talking about the fact that she doesn't know too much about football, but that our uncle with the shiny bald head, take him out. Watch it one more time. Watch this.
Ghana Black Stars. Listen. I don't care. You guys, at least we made it to the next round, but please, that bald-head guy, leave him out in Ghana. I am tired. Me, I'm just getting into football, but each time I see this bald-head guy, he is tired. He is missing the ball. He is zigzagging. Guys, please, Black Stars, I am loving the game so far. Thank you so much for getting me into football. But that your uncle with the shiny head, leave him. We are tired. Leave him. He's tired.
Now, this is our biggest problem that we need to solve. I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I completely disagree with Jude when he says there was an improvement in Jordan Ayewo's game.
It is what it is. So we're talking about Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew. Is he not having a good World Cup? What should the coach do with him? Start him from the bench? Or do you think he inspires the team enough to have him start? What do you think? Do you think Ghanaians are being fair to him and other players of his caliber? Do we very soon forget the contribution of players and we are only looking at what they are now. Like we say in music, you are as good as your last hit. Is that it? It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 8. Watch this. Ghanaians tired of football prophecies as mighty prophets fail flat with predictions. One of them said we'll colonize England again. Yes, he said that in the 41st minute, something was going to happen. He talked about the guy wearing the number 4 jersey for the England side. He will be falling down and he will cause a goal, in favor of the Black Stars. My brother, my sister, it didn't happen. Number 4 played. Everything was okay. He didn't fall down as it was prophesied. My brother, my sister, the 41st minute came. There was no goal, whether an own goal or a non-own goal. And this was Prophet Telvin. He was the one who told us about the colonization of England, and it went viral. It didn't happen. That is the raw truth. Then later we saw people trying to do damage control, which is so aching. In fact, it didn't happen. 41st minute, find me a photograph of Prophet Telvin and be quick with it, please. Prophet Telvin. Okay? My brother, my sister, it didn't happen. We talked about it. He's a prophet that so many people respect. Prophet Telvin. Telvin. My brother, my sister, it is what it is. Prophet Telvin did not have the prophecy come true. They rather went back to an earlier prophecy that he gave, that it will be 1000, and then 10. This is the handsome Prophet Telvin. I don't know why prophets try to defend their failed prophecies. You are not God. If it doesn't happen, give the credit to whoever the credit belongs and say that, well, you missed it this time. You must be right even if it is wrong. That's what I saw happening. Croatia came in. We didn't see 1-0. We saw 2-1 against the Black Stars. And then Ghanaians were talking all over the place. All these prophets are fake. Of course, I don't believe in that. There are prophets of the land. But is God so interested in football that he leaves flat issues? No prophet prophesied that there will be a flood apart from Prophet Noah, who was arrested recently for giving us a fake prophecy about a flood, all in the name of creating content. Apart from this prophet that so many people respect and love, Prophet Nigel Gazy also made a prophecy about South Africa getting out in the group stages. But South Africa went beyond the group stages. And people took to social media to chastise him and say a lot of things. It looked like the prophet didn't take that kindly. He got angry and he fired back. What did he say? Nigel Gazy fires mockers after failed World Cup prophecy. Dash it away. And it's in the news cards, the cold cards as well. He said, you don't understand what prophecy is. If you get to meet a true prophet, you would understand exactly what prophecies are and you will benefit from prophecies. But the bottom line is that South Africa was edged out of the game, not within the group stages, but after the group stages. Then, probably the most elderly of all the prophets. He's a prophet that I love. He's my personal friend. I'm the only broadcaster he gave an interview to all his life as a minister of God. And in an interview, a church service, he said that the only time he granted that interview was to a man he truly loved deep in his heart. And I'm talking about prophet, the second chance prophet, this man. We all know him. Philadelphia. He has the biggest church probably in the whole of Ghana and beyond. The fastest growing. Hundreds of thousands go to his church every 31st night. And we see that the place is packed to capacity. My brother, my sister, he prophesied about the Ghana-Croatia match. This was what he said. Watch this.
Rasta be the blaster no one come ball or chanano. Blaster be many blaster be come out ball war. One when you team one. World Cup no. One when you team a Ghana no one bought the row. I'm a J team ni Ghana come out draw. One when you team a share Ghana. I'm a J team who ni war Ghana. Yo.
Yes.
Mekasa muda hopa. Na sa won temptation ne won statistics na won yen. Sina ka me temptation se na no fio. No ehani mi segbe ye no ehani mi yuone. Philadelphia. Ade se kron. Eno na mempe. No je no ni mi tawo. Nyame nka ye nyina. Amen. Ochena. Wo Ghana, yeah, that's what NGM. Amen. Yes. Yes. Now, one free group we are there, one back corner. That is a messy group near head and by. Amen. Amen. Yabeka was was. Yes. Amen. MF said your father baby. Amen. Baby, I be fine. No fair, no bad, fair. Mempa Bonnie. In Solomon. Says I need the Bayanini.
Well, it was said that he made a prophecy in church. And the prophecy was simple. It won't be a draw. They can't score against Ghana. Ghana will score against them. But we lost by 2-1. And it's also been published. Ghana will put it out. Other sites also put that up. Reactions as Adumche Duyer's Black Stars victory prophecy fails after 2-1 loss to Croatia. Dash it away. Now online, Ghanaians are not happy. They don't want to listen to any prophet about football. They are tired. Ghanaians are losing interest in the prophetic every day. Especially with prophets who are so interested in prophesying about football. Apart from the fact that it encourages betting. In fact, it all of a sudden has made a lot of people lose interest in the prophetic. A lot of the fine prophets are failing with their prophecies. Prophet Nigel Gaze is a prophet of God, everybody knows. He's told us prophecies that came to pass clinically. Clean. Prophet Adum Chedua, same thing. Telvin, same thing. But they have all failed in their prophecies in this World Cup in one way or the other. Is God really interested in football? Somebody says God is interested in everything as long as it has a name. Some prophets say God is too busy to think about football. My brother, my sister, what do you think? Are these prophets speaking the mind of God, or they are just eating into the sentiments of the people? What do you think? Some also predict elections. Some come to pass, some don't. Is God interested in that as well? Whatever it is, my brother, my sister, let me know in the comment section what you think. Is God interested in football? Is God talking to the prophets? Or they are just guessing? Is the black pot, aka Kukushunemo. And here we speak truth to power. Final story. Well, this is the final story. And I would like to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you so much to Tesori Doriente. Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. And again, thank you so much to Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Let's see your final comments and we are out. Felix Kobla Fiabu says, good evening. Oh, Kamal Dini Moro says, why are speaking truth to power? Black Rasta. Alajibu Yurubu Shal Savulubu says, good evening, Black Rasta. Watching you live from Savulubu. Why are Black, great. Shamima Muslim and her husband Alaji Allah said for me. Pandi Pamank says, our new song of the year. Afghanistan, Afghanistan says, let's watch to see South Africa. They are going to suffer the most. It's just about time. Yes, of course. The decision they are taking is terrible. Okay? Alajibu Yurubu Shal Savulgo, thank you so much. Togbi Lavoy says, good watching Black Rasta live from the USA. Thank you so much, Togbi. How are you doing? Akana Izura says, welcome, legendary Black, watching you live from Torino, Italy. Black, I told you South Africa, they will regret what they do to us. This is just the beginning. Abdul Rauf Osmanu says, Gabi, this guy and his uncle destroyed our country, and now he's talking about South Africa. I swear to God, the damage you caused us is more harmful than South African issues. Damage of lands to blah, blah, blah. Well, I think I understand what you're saying, Abdul Rauf. We appreciate you. More comments coming in. Collins says, good evening, Black Rasta. Watching you live from Sababa in the northern region. Great job. May the Almighty God continue to bless you. Respect. And then we have Daga Jifa Joe. Yes, Daga Jifa Doe says, Mr. Gabi, give us a break with your motivational speech. I don't blame you. Mananjo E. Kunji says, Gabi is hypothetically in this statement. Nayao Shatmos says, Atachia has never lost a court case in his career. WONTUMI will be a free man soon. Is that true? We'll find out. F.O.Y. Suto says, ha, 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 ha. Nayao Shatmos says, Osur nea sase bekasa. Okay, that's it. More comments coming in. And then we have F.O.Y. Suto says, they play. The tennis, why Akwete says Kevin Taylor at a point did an expose on how politically corrupt the bar entrance exams had become, but nobody listened. As for Chairman WONTUMI, it is just a matter of time because the spirit-possessed corpse does not refuse the grave after all. Shalom. I like that. And then Prince Hina says, Black, Ghanaians are watching. We will rebel against this government if past corrupt officials are left off the hook. Of course. Edward Poha says, good evening, Black Rasta, more fire. Daga Jifado says, too much talk on this WONTUMI and the Dubois issues. I wouldn't be surprised if the AG and court are playing games with the minds of Ghanaians. Well, we shall see. Kamsina Zaid says, Black Rasta, more fire. Nana Ogun Power says, my greetings to spiritual president, more fire. Nana Obidiaba says, more fire. All right, more comments coming in. Comedy Show says, hi. Michael Nuwachi says, blessed love and greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I. Emmanuel Ania says, Blakk, any updates on OK Frimpong? Nothing yet, my brother. Comedy Show says, what's up? Nathan OG says, we welcome everyone to the house of the truth. Yes, watching from Japan. Moshe. Henrietta says, hi, Blakk, welcome. And he says, how was your weekend? Rap Thunder says, welcome, legendary Blakk. Henrietta returns greetings to the good people of Bolgatanga. NPP, never again. Rap Thunder says, now you can go back to your country. Okay? We all know what that means. Comedy Show says, NPP, no way for you again. Rap Thunder says, I'm sad to be happy for they are going home. But it is what it is. I believe they will learn something. Our country or nothing. Rap Thunder says, come here. Watch this. Dash it away. God guide and protect you for the motherland, Africa. Legendary. Bafwache says, it is an insane celebration. SA has done well. At least they've showcased what they possess to the world. Bafwache says, well done, SA. Nationalism is the foundation of Christianity and nation building. Then we have Blaying Asia says they are going back home. Emmanuel Tay says, Gabby, tell Uforiata to come home, rather. Come back home, rather. JDSGH says, greetings, Blakk. We are live. Warrior, our country or nothing. JDSGH says, Blakk, beautiful outfit. Warrior, speak truth to power. Warrior. We take 2 more. We are out of here, right? You can send them via YouTube. They could also come via Facebook. Edward Power says, good evening, Black Rasta, more fire. Daga Jifado. Too much talk on this WONTUMI. Well, I think we have looked at this. Yes, we have. Vincent, come back. Vincent is there, and he says, Black Rasta, my big brother, is on heat with troops. Greetings from Germany. All right. Thank you so much, Vincent Kingsford. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta, we are sending you much love from Pennsylvania. The weather is hot and getting hot here, my brother. And then Yidana Mahmudu says, Black Rasta should handle Chairman WONTUMI. He thinks court is fairly judging the case. Yidana Mahmudu continues, I thought you were the best, but now I realize that you are just a joker. I'm trying to understand what Yidana is saying. Black Rasta should handle Chairman WONTUMI. He thinks court is fairly judging the case. Okay, so you think I'm a joker because I'm not supporting WONTUMI in the court case, right? Okay, I hear you. Michael Nuwachi says, Blakk, I am addicted to this show. Well, somebody says I'm a joker. Kofi Azuma says, Kelvin Taylor will come live today after Black Rasta. And Kojo, I hope you go to Kelvin Taylor and write that Black Rasta would come live the following day at 6. Because I know that you are a very powerful spreader of information, Kofi Azuma. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And then Kujo Bento says, the stupid distractions from all the flooding issues that are killing many people, blah, 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 blah. Okay? I really want to know what this is about. Emmanuel Ania says, this SM guy doesn't look like a youth at all. Hey, why are the so-called youths in NPP looking like 80-year-old men? Atankugu Asana says, where was Gabi's patriotism when Akufo-Addo was a president? He has guided Ghana into colonialism and is now preaching independence. Ameto Michael says, hey, our country or nothing. All right, so this is the final one. It says, long live the Professor Black Rasta. God continue to bless you. That's Raskaba. Foley Manasseh says, more fire, Black Rasta. Rap Thunder says, because vice president is for choosing BAWUMIA, wouldn't have been there if it was for elect. Well, I don't get it. Rap Thunder, come back and make it clearer. Untamed Baron says His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama will continue to rule Ghana for 45 years. No jokes. Untamed Baron says, fire, 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 Bon Bawalaya. Yes, and then Mega Way Naman says, Blakk, please don't forget to praise Prophet Ebonoa. His ark could have saved us during the floods. And he's laughing his head off. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. And the flood, oh my God. It's all over the place. And some of the roads are impassable. The authorities are working on that. But please also, don't build without building permits. And when your house is being destroyed, don't cry over it because you didn't do the right thing. Finally, please insure your property. Some places have never been flooded. Yesterday, they got flooded. 3 days of rain. Any which way. My name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much for coming along. We appreciate you and we love you. This fugu was given to me by the Bokuna Ba. Oh my God. And I love it so much. I'll see you again tomorrow at 6 p.m. sharp. Until then, hey ya, hey yo, wayo.